I'd like to put in a complaint against myself. I normally don't make resolutions, either at the New Year or any other time. Keeping them involves a level of diligence unfamiliar to me. The last successful one was in January 1997. I gave up smoking and have kept to that ever since. But that is a passive resolution. Quitting the tabs is merely a case of neglecting to push a tube of burning leaves into your face. More difficult for me is the active resolution, such as taking up exercise or helping out at the cat's home. No amount of persuasion, encouragement, or reading of self-help books can motivate me to make more than a token effort before abandoning a project entirely, guilt about the fate of furry predators notwithstanding. But this is not really about resolutions. It's about a general habit of effort avoidance I've formed since the age of 8. This habit goes beyond mere procrastination. For 35 years, whenever I've been faced with a decision where one option might involve some work, I've almost always taken the easier route. That usually means doing nothing. This negligence extends to all areas of life, with the result that I rarely go on holiday, visit anybody at all, or bother to leave my home for days at a time. My furniture is falling apart, and systems in my flat are malfunctioning. Some of these things could be fixed with one phone call, yet I can't bring myself to do even that. I haven't done 2 days' work since 2004, when I did 2 days' work. I have had 2 medium to long-term jobs. In the first, I moved to a distant town to work as a computer programmer, and hated every minute of the year I spent there. Likewise, the job closer to home. In total, over the 27 years since leaving school, I've done 18 months' work. Or rather, that was the length of time I was employed. Actual work came in at more like 6 weeks. I've been reluctant to say that because it could be taken as evidence that all unemployed people are as unmotivated as I am. In my experience of meeting many others in this situation, most of them do want a job, or at least wouldn't mind too much if they got one. In principle, I can understand someone who does bother to get up and drag his or her reluctant corpse to a day of mind-freezing drudgery. There are many personal and collective advantages to a system that expects most people to spend their days toiling in misery. Keeping fed and sheltered and maintaining a public health service, or what's left of it, are all good reasons to work. Yet somehow they aren't enough to motivate me. Neither is shame. People have tried to change me, to reason with me. What if everyone thought like that? They ask. You couldn't live like that if you had kids, they say. You're just lazy, they yell. All apparently sensible points, but my aversion to work isn't reasonable, or at least not reasoned. It isn't logic that fills me with dread at the thought of spending 5 days a week for the next 25 years doing something that someone else has ordered me to do. So if persuasion is not enough, perhaps the prospect of punishment will do the job. After all, it worked at school when, in a fit of terror, I would scroll an essay 5 lines long just as the teacher entered the classroom. If it worked then, why not now? Well, I've been punished before and I'm being punished now, with no noticeable change in behaviour. I've had my unemployment benefit stopped for several months, and it's still not enough to get me moving. The threat of homelessness and starvation does not fill me with more fear than the prospect of being stuck in a job, dead end or otherwise. With this mindset, even potentially enjoyable work is easily avoided. I can only explain this in terms of some disconnect within the brain. The cerebral cortex makes a decision to act, but fails to communicate with motor neurons. Only a strong emotional stimulant can get my wasting muscles to move, either positively, such as the prospect of watching a sunset from a hilltop, or negatively, as when the gas repairman is coming round to fix the boiler and I have to tidy up, albeit at the last minute. And therein lies, it seems, one possible solution: to leave things until it's almost too late and, spurred on by unacceptable consequences, finish a task just in the nick of time. Of course, the operative word is almost. Leaving things until it's almost too late leaves open the possibility that one day it really will be. And then I really will be homeless, and I really will starve, and I really will say, why didn't I do something when I had the chance?